What's going on, everybody? David here, back with another live stream, Travel with Points Live. So we're going to talk a little bit about the breach that Capital One, this news just came out today, so I thought I might talk about that. I was going to talk about the good and the bad as far as credit cards, and we can still talk about that at the very end if you guys want to do that. But I definitely think this is a story that we need to talk about and voice our concerns and all that good stuff, because this is the second big breach that's happened when it comes to credit or credit cards. So yeah, I think we need to we need to at least address it today. So as you guys are come in the room, just let me know you're here just by saying hello. Give me a thumbs up emoticon or emoticon, and just give me something just so I know you're here and I can give you guys a shout out. And also, please hit the like button if you haven't done so already, so we can bring more people in the stream. That way they'll see that we're doing a stream here, and they'll come in and we can, the more people in here, the better, so we can really talk about this. I do not have any Capital One cards. I don't have a Capital One account. It's like a bank account or anything like that. So I probably am not affected by this. But who knows when it comes down to it. I mean, I don't know how that all works, and sharing information and all that. They might still have some information from me, and so anyway, yeah, I definitely want to talk about it. And if you do have Capital One, please put your your comments and questions and stuff like that in the chat, so we can at least talk a little bit about it. But yeah, this is crazy. I mean, I after. And I just did this on Saturday. We just talked about the whole Equifax thing and how to sign in and see if you were affected. And I signed in, and yes, I was affected. So I'm going to go through the steps just to get I think I'm going to do the $125. I don't know if I'm going to do the credit monitoring. I have it right now, so. If it's the same that I have right now, if it's the same, because I have Experian right now, so if it's the same package that I have right now, then yeah, I'll go forward with it. But if it's a different package, then I'll just, if it's a lesser package, then I'm not going to go with that. But so yeah, so I definitely want to talk about it. Just let me know what you guys think, because it's pretty crazy. And I was reading some of the articles, the way they were talking about how. I'm not going to say how easy, because I don't know how it is when it comes to hacking and all that kind of stuff, but it seems like she was able to get in there and just move around, free will, just moving around and finding information and stuff like that, which is really scary, considering that this is a major bank that holds all these accounts and, account numbers, social security numbers, credit card information. They said that I think they said that she wasn't able to get the credit card numbers and all that all that stuff. But yeah, scary nonetheless. So, all right, guys, please, like I said, please hit the like button so we can get some more people in here, and we will go ahead and give some shout outs right now. So if you're in the room, just let me know you're here. Give me a thumbs up, say what's up, say something so I know you're here and I can give you a shout out. Texas, what's going on? Texas Al. Flashpoint Capital, what's going on, buddy? Nate and Jess, how you guys doing? And let's see. Tech Lords, what's going on? Caribbean One, what's going on? Mboingo, Poppy. We're going to call you Poppy, right? What's going on, buddy? Leanne, what's going on? Jose, what's going on? CJ, nice to see you. D. Anderson, what's going on? Saw you in the Dwayne's live stream earlier. What's going on, man? Adrian, what's going on, Adrian? WhatsApp group. Brian, what's going on? Let's see. What is this? We're just gonna call you Take Off My Shoes. What's going on? Sometimes when I see things and it's all run together, sometimes I'm like, what does that say? What does that say? Oh, I get it. Take off my shoes. Not very hard to understand. Life for Business, what's going on? Lionel, how you doing? Will, what's going on? Sam, how you doing? Daniel, what's going on? And Robert, how you doing? Drain Lerma, what's going on? Casey, nice to see you. And the Joe Hill Experience, what's going on? All right. So let me know what you guys think about the breach. I'm gonna pull up an article right now, and we'll kind of look at it together. There's several articles that have just come out. I mean, they're just coming out right now, which is, and one of the things too that I want to address. Let me pull up an article first, and then we'll start to talk a little bit about it. But what was shocking to me is when it actually happened, compared to when we found out about it. Like we found out about it what, an hour, 2 hours ago, and it happened a little while longer than that. So let me pull up an article first, and then we'll look at it. So yeah, if you guys have questions, concerns, anything like that, please put it in the chat so we can discuss it right after we look at this article. And we'll take Washington Post. I read a few different articles. I don't remember which one. I think this one probably had the best information in there. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch over here. All right, so here it is. Capital One says data breach affected 100 million credit card applications. So just think of that, 100 million credit card applications, 100 million people applying for credit. This was in the US as well as Canada. That's crazy. All the information that you put in your, I mean, you put your social security number, you put your address, and just think of all the stuff that you put in there, your job information, and all that stuff was taken. 100 million people. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so we'll just kind of skim through this. I read it already, but there's some key points that I wanted to pull out there, and they're just talking about the whole Equifax thing. And for those of you who don't know, Equifax just settled, and it's not official yet, but you can go to see if you were affected. Go to the Federal Trade Commission website. So go to the government website. I recommend doing it that way. Go to the government website first, and then scroll down, and you'll see the information there as far as Equifax. And then you click on that link, and then it'll take you to a site where you can see if you were affected, and just put in some information, and then you can go from there. Okay, is this the one? Is this the article? Okay, I'm gonna go off what I already looked into, because I can't remember if this was the article or not. Okay, so what I found interesting about this whole thing is that the breach happened on July 19th. Okay, and today is the 29th, so that's 10 days ago. And the reason that this came out is because they arrested the hacker, and she was before court. I believe she was before court today. And so that's how it came out. So just think that 10 days, no one except for Capital One and law enforcement knew about this whole breach. So that could have affected a lot of people during that time. And the fact that they said she's arrested, yes, that's good. Good work for law enforcement to get her in custody. But how much damage has already been done, or has she already? I'm pretty sure she's already sold this information to the dark web or wherever it goes. I don't know, but I'm sure that information, she didn't still have that information on her, or she might have had it on her, but she shared it with other people. So there's still going to be people affected, even though she's in custody. So just a crazy, crazy story. I want to hear more about they talked a little bit about this. Article is not a good one. Let me go back. There was another one I was looking at that was better. They talked about how they followed her. So the FBI is the one that made the arrest. So they were following her and tracking her as far as on different social media and meet. I think she had like a meetup. Where was that article that I was reading that gave all that information? Let's see. Maybe it was this one. But they were just talking about, that she was on a meetup, and she was pretty brazen about what she was doing, and even mentioned it online. So the fact that they were able to, because that's the first thing I thought about when they said that she's in custody. or the hackers in custody, I'm thinking, wow, that's pretty good. I mean, usually hackers are very good about covering their tracks, and a lot of them aren't even in this country, they're in other countries. So the fact that she lives in the U.S.
I
and that
can't
she was
believe it.
really,
That I won the best of sweepstakes and I get to be in this Geico commercial?
Let's do the eyebrows
God,
first.
now you guys
Just
gotta hear
tease it a
Geico.
little.
No, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico.
Roll out, rush in, drop back.
Excuse me, let me get
Believe
this
it.
off. See how they do this all tricky? I can't even click on it. Try to click on it and it moves. All right. Okay, so I think we're done with that. So let's move on. But it's just interesting how she was just brazen about it and just putting it out there, not having a care in the world, and pretty much saying that she, almost saying that she's expecting to get arrested. So it was a weird deal, what they were saying as far as how they got her. So, like, what does that mean? Like, what is Capital One going to do now? Because this is the largest, I believe they said it's the largest breach when it comes to like a private company, like a credit card company or something like that. Equifax obviously is a bureau, like they don't sell credit, or not sell. They don't issue out credit cards. They don't have like a bank or anything like that. So this is the largest breach when it comes to a company like this. So what does that mean? Like, how is Capital One going to respond to this? What are they going to put in place in order to protect their customers, right? Because, I mean, Capital One is just making strides when it comes to travel credit cards. They're just starting to make strides with the transfer partners and everything like that. The last thing that they would want to happen is this, because now people are going to be, I don't know if I want to get one of those cards or not, which I guess is good and bad, because if less customers want, if less people want to get in on the Capital One game, then maybe Capital One will make some really big sign-up bonuses, right, to try to get customers. Or if they're losing customers, to try to get customers back, they'll do something. So, yeah, what do you guys think about this? I mean, obviously it's a bad deal, but what do you think about the future of Capital One? Because the way that I look at the kind of hierarchy, I always look at American Express and Chase at the top. So it's arguably who's on top or not, but they're at the top. And then you have Citi. And then you drop down, you have a Capital One. And so now what happens? Does Capital One just fall off the map completely? Or, I mean, what's going to happen with this company now that we've seen this? So be interested to know what you guys think. So like I said, put it in the chat, and let me see if I can't pull up one more article. There was a good article. I should have saved that article before I came on. I can't remember which one it was. It wasn't that one. It wasn't that one. Okay. No, let's see. Maybe it was this one. So anyway, it's all over the news right now. So if you just go into Google News and type in Capital One, all these articles are going to come up, and that's where I am right now. So you guys can take a look at for yourself and get a little bit more information. But the fact that 100 million people were affected as far as getting your social security number and all that is pretty scary. And the applications, that's what's really scary. Application information is, yeah. So the bank estimates the hack will cost the company approximately 100 million to 150 million in 2019, and that's just what they're thinking as far as lost, customer base and all that. But and I don't think they're talking about like money. I don't think anyone's taking money out of the bank or anything like that. I just think that that's what they think they're going to lose, just like projected because of this. But how much are people, is there going to be another class action lawsuit, or, anything like that. So that they could be potentially looking at a much larger number than that. So, yeah, all right, I'm going to jump in the chat right now. I want to see what you guys are talking about here. But yeah, crazy, crazy, crazy deal. All right, let's see what we are talking about in the chat here. All right, now if you guys are here, please hit the like button so we can bring more people in. And let's see here. Looks like, how many likes do we have? 5 likes, 6 likes. I'm looking at the likes now. I can see it on my phone. Come on, guys, get the likes up. Just get the likes up. We bring more people in that way, and it will also do better in the replay as far as the video is concerned. So please hit the like button. And if you're new here, and there's some new faces in here, if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. We talk about travel reward credit cards, talk about traveling on a budget, and we have live streams very, very frequently. Saturdays and Mondays, those are my 2 days where I do live streams, so every Saturday and Monday. I also will on occasion do a live stream on Sunday like I did yesterday. And then anytime I have a guest, it can be a random day that I come in on a live stream. So subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell notification. That way you get notified when I put out a video. So if I do, like if I put out a video, you'll get notified. And if I do a live stream, you'll also get notified as soon as I go live, so you can check it out. And tomorrow, let's give a plug here. Tomorrow, Will Schroep will be on our show. And he has a channel of his own. He's a YouTuber, and I didn't put the time on here yet, but it is. I'm trying to pull up the picture here. Let's see here. Wait for this to open up. All right, here we go. Should be showing it. I don't have my screen open here. There we go. So yeah, we'll have Will Schroep on tomorrow. He's a YouTuber. He does have a YouTube channel. And he talks about travel reward credit cards and all that good stuff. So please stop by tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we're just going to talk travel credit cards. And then we'll find out how he got started with travel credit cards, how he also got started in the YouTube space. I'm always interested because I know I didn't start from travel credit cards. I started with photography. That was my channel back, and then I've changed the channel into the travel reward credit cards as well as travel, because I started with photography, but then I wanted to do some travel photography. And so when I started doing travel photography, I started realizing, oh wow, you know, I'm using these credit cards and stuff like that. This is information that I really want to share with people. And so then I tried to do both, where you have the travel credit cards and the photography. That worked for a little bit, but most people wanted either one or the other. So I had to make that tough decision. And that's when I said, okay, I'm going to go with travel credit cards, and then I'll open up another channel. We can talk more about photography and video and all that good stuff. So that's what I did. But it's always I'm always interested to hear how people got started in their YouTube journey. So we'll talk with him tomorrow. All right. So let's go ahead here. And everything's good. All right, there we go. It's a little bit of a delay here. Okay. All right, let's see what's in the chat, guys. Like I said, please hit the like button so we can bring more people in to our stream here. And let's go ahead and talk a little bit about, see what people are talking about here. Now, I know I did change the topic, and the reason I did that, come on, this is the latest news, so I wanted to get that out there. We can always talk about good and bad credit cards, right? And we will. And I talked with Dolly earlier today, and she kind of explained to me what her plan, or like her idea of what we should do as far as best and worst. I think it's a good idea, so we will do that in a future show. But today, yeah, I want to talk more about this whole hack, this whole breach, because I think it's something that we all fear, right? We all fear getting our information stolen, and the fact that it's happened. Well, the Equifax breach that happened 2 years ago, but the settlement just came out. So now this happens. So I think people are really going to be on edge And then Chase has the whole no compete thing, clause thing that you want to make sure you send those letters in so you don't, so you can sue Chase if there's a situation where information is stolen and they're trying to, go through a arbitration instead of you being able to go through a regular court procedure, or a court process if that's what you need to do or want to do. Okay, let's go ahead and move on here. And Leanne saying that's scary, or this is scary. It's pretty scary. I'm all, and I was, it's funny. I was just talking to my mom today on the phone, and my parents, my parents are a little older, and they're not comfortable using their credit card online. They're very, very skeptical, and so my mom will go as far as getting like the gift cards, the Visa gift cards, paying that little extra fee to get those cards, or just regular gift cards, like an Amazon gift card and stuff like that. So they don't like using their credit cards online or the debit cards online. I'm fine with it. Like, and I think it's maybe just younger generation. I'm not young, but growing up using debit cards pretty much my whole life. Debit cards, credit cards, I'm fine with it. I'm comfortable with it. I have had situations where my information has been compromised. I had my debit card compromised where they took out $600 out of my account. But the bank does do their investigation, and then they reimburse you. And the bank was the one that contacted me to let me know what was going on. But my parents are very, very skeptical about that. But your money's insured for the most part. What is it, like 150,000? Somebody tell me. I think it's like 150,000 FDIC insured. But so you have that, and then I always tell people now, having a credit card is a better option than using your debit card. So using your credit card is always a better option than using your debit card. I was just 3-4 years ago. I was like, I wasn't doing that. I wasn't using my credit cards at all. I was only using my debit card. And then I found out that using your credit card is better. And this is like, these are people who would know. Government officials who would know, okay, yeah, this is the way that you should do things. And so I went to a training, and that's what they told us. They said, when you're in a situation, any situation where that card leaves your line of sight. So, and this happens at restaurants all the time. You're sitting at a restaurant, you finish your meal, they bring the little envelope, and you put your credit card in there, you put your debit card in there, they close it up, they take it off to the cashier, and then they go ahead and do the transaction, bring you back the receipts. That's when you do not want to use a debit card, ever, because that's when your information can be stolen. And the reason why you want to use your credit card over your debit card is because your debit card is tied directly to your bank account, and they can just drain your bank account out. Whereas a credit card, they have you're insured. Like you have the credit card. They always have the protection. The purchase protection or whatever they call it. So fraud protection. So that's in place, and it's not tied to your bank account. So if they were to start taking money out of your account, eventually it will get flagged if you don't catch it yourself. They have really good security when it comes to credit cards. They'll be able to catch it, stop it, do their little investigation, and you won't ever have to suffer having any money taken out of your account or anything like that. Whereas if it's your debit card, that money can be taken out of your account. Let's say you have some outstanding checks or you have some outstanding bills, and those bills can bounce because of the fact that it was tied directly to your bank account. So just something to think about. And now I don't even use my debit card at all. Like, that debit card just sits in my wallet. I just have it for emergencies. If I need cash, then I'll go to an ATM and I'll use my debit card. But other than that, that card gets no action at all. I'm using my credit cards for everything. And then every 2 weeks, I sit down, I find out how much I owe, and I pay it. And so I never carry a balance over. As far as, it's paid every month. So I'm never carrying over a balance because I don't want to pay any interest on these cards. It's actually made me a lot better when it's come to my finances, which is crazy, right? And the reason that it's made me so much better is because I'm paying attention now a lot more. When I was using my debit card, I wasn't paying attention half the time. All I was doing is just checking to see if I had enough money in my bank account. And I was just using my debit card, wasn't really thinking about, because I didn't really have to check it. It's automatic. I'm automatically getting money that comes in from my job, direct deposit, and I'm just using my card. And if there's money in there, I'm using it. And then, at times I would put some money over into my savings and stuff like that. But now I pay attention a lot more, and I monitor how much money I'm spending every 2 weeks, because every 2 weeks I'm looking at my statement and I'm saying, okay, I spent, and this is just an example, but I spent $700 in these last 2 weeks, and so then I'll know, okay, well, let's say another month goes by and I spent $1,200. I'm thinking, $1,200? What did I spend $1,200 on? And then I started looking at my where the money is going. So it's made me a lot more aware, and it's helped me to save money, because now it's like, okay, every 2 weeks I'm breaking it down every 2 weeks. Okay, this is how much I've spent, and I don't want to go too much higher and all that. And so I'm very, very careful now when it comes to how I spend my money. And anytime it's a large purchase, I already have that money in there. I don't even think about making a large purchase unless I've saved money already and I have it sitting in my bank account, and then I'll make the purchase with my credit card. So there's no thought process when it comes to, or there's no impulse buying, I should say. So if I'm not going in and just using my credit card thinking, oh, I can pay it off in a month, that's the wrong way to go about it. You start thinking like that, and then 1 month you'll end up looking at your bill, your statement, and saying, wow, I can't afford to pay all this. So yeah, that's my biggest fear, looking at my statement and saying I can't afford to pay it. So it's made me very, very cautious when it comes to using my credit cards. Okay, so Jose Luna, what's going on, buddy? Says, I have the venture card, man, first Equifax, now this. Yes. Yeah, I'm telling you. And like I said, it just happened. Equifax happened a while ago, and we all forgot about it. Like when it first happened, everyone was like, wow, this is crazy. And then I think most of us just forgot about it. I wasn't really, I was affected, but I didn't see any like negative impact on my credit or anything like that. And when I say I was affected, the only reason I'm saying I was affected is because I went on their website and they said that you were affected, but I didn't really see any difference. But that happens, and then this comes 2 years later. But it happened. It happened right after that settlement with Equifax, so it looks really, really crazy. And the whole thing that I don't like is Capital One kept it quiet for 10 days. And that's what I don't like. Like, I think you have an obligation to your customers to let them know. And I'm not saying that they didn't. Maybe you guys can let me know in the chat if you guys have Capital One. You probably should have got a letter if they were sending out letters, but I think they couldn't have sent out letters because this is like news right now. So, but I think they have an obligation to write up a letter, send it out to all of their customers just to let them know, hey, you could have been affected by this breach. But it doesn't appear that happened, which bothers me because I just think, like I said, you're a customer. You should get that information, that your your information possibly could be out there. Okay, I mean, it gives you time to make whatever decisions you need to make in order to protect your credit and all that. I mean, one thing, and people talked about this before, is you could freeze all three credit bureaus. So you can freeze them so no one can open up any new credit or anything like that on your account. I think that should be, that's why Capital One should be putting that out to their customers. Hey, look, we messed up. Someone got into our system. and here's how. Here's some steps that you can take, or something like that. They don't even have to say that. Just let the customers know that this happened. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on. So if you have questions specifically for me, just put at TEC, and I will address those questions. If not, then I'll skim through some of the questions, and if I see that it's not really related to related to this, and I'll kind of move forward. So I'm just saying that, so if you ask a question and I don't answer it, and you don't put TC there, then I'm not gonna, then you'll know why that I didn't answer it. There you go. Okay, then just even if you sign the arbitration agreement, you would still be able to sue. Okay, so you guys are talking about the Chase thing. So Nan Jazz is saying, so at this point, the SSA might as well issue new Social Security numbers. Yeah, no, that would be crazy. Yeah, everybody's gonna have all of our information. I mean, 100 million and Equifax. However, I don't even know how big that. I mean, it was a huge breach, but I don't know how much information they got there. So wow. Let's see, 912 all day long. What's going on? Let's see. I think all of us, the 100 million people affected, should check up all the credit cards and file for bankruptcy. No, no. Keep your credit good, man. Don't file for bankruptcy if you don't have to. Hopefully affected. All right, let's see. Okay, let's see. I think they will be fine. They give people with bad credit and no credit cards. All right. Well, but if you have bad credit or no credit, that's risky. So those are risky people, was what I'm saying. You want to be giving credit to people who are going to pay everything on time, and you know they're going to pay everything on time because they have a history and they have good credit already. Giving, opening it up, which I'm glad there are companies out there that are willing to try to help people out if they have bad credit to get their credit better. But that's risky for a business. Those are the risky people. And if you have no credit, then they don't know if you're good or bad, so they're taking a big chance as well. Okay, Flashpoint, I think Amex is gonna get hacked since their credit cards suck. Jason. Okay, and so Life for Business is saying lock your credit reports. Yeah, so you can freeze them. But my whole thing is you need to give your customers information as soon as you can. Like when that stuff hits, don't wait 10 days. Put it out there as soon as possible. That way they can lock their credit, and not you have 10 days where someone can be getting into your information. Rolo, what's going on, man? Okay, hold on one second. I missed the question, and we'll get to you, Rolo. Let's see. It might be preventative measure on Chase's part. Okay, so you guys are still talking about the whole arbitration thing, so I'll go ahead and skip past that. Rolo, any card company can be hacked at any time. Nothing is safe. Yeah, I mean, everything is online now. And let me go back to when I was talking to my mom, I didn't even finish that whole story, but when I was talking to my mom, I was just telling her, like, everything is out there. It's not, it's no longer a deal where people are gonna sit in front of a gas station and put one of those little skimmers on the gas pump. So when you go there and you put your card through and I got one and then I got two. No, they're not doing that anymore. They're going straight to the source. So where all that information is, you have hackers that are getting straight in there and getting all that information out there. Yeah, it's just it's a crazy world, but everything is available now. It's really scary. But hopefully, these are lessons to these companies, so maybe they can they can figure out how to tighten everything up so people can't get in. But yeah, it's you're gonna have people that are, I don't know, man. Like, what do you do? Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm speechless. Bruce, what's going on, buddy? Let's see here. Let's see. So Nate and Jess is saying, kidding aside, though I hope Amex and Chase don't get hacked. Yeah, I hope they don't get hacked either. I hope Chase doesn't get hacked. That's for sure. Because that's where all my cards are sitting in Chase. They'll have all my information. Actually, you probably only need one card because they all have the same information. So let's see. Flashpoint. What do you think about Amex and Chase, or what do you think Amex and Chase will do for precautionary measures? I have no idea. Like, I'm not. I mean, I don't know much about computers. I mean, I know how to use mine, but that's about it. I don't know what they're like. I don't know how they do the security measures and stuff, but I do know that they're going to be a target. Obviously, they've been a target, but I think now that this has happened, you have hackers that are really going to try to get in there because they know that it's been done before, right? So it's been done before. They're going to probably try to get in Chase and get in Amex. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I I hope we don't get news that Chase or Amex is the next victim. Okay, so Casey's saying, just remember on Thursday that Amex Priority Pass restaurant credit is gone. Yes, the restaurant credit will be gone for people who have Amex, the Priority Pass through Amex, which is sad. It is. It is. And I don't have American Express Priority Pass. I have Chase, so I'm still good. And let's hope it stays that way. I don't know what, like, to this day, I still don't know what happened. Like, what was the deal? Why they would just pull that back, but you keep the rest? Is Priority Pass charging more now for this restaurant credit? Are they charging the credit card companies more money, or what is really going on? I want to know because I don't want Chase to be next. And that restaurant credit is a reason to have Priority Pass. That alone for me. Like I said, the lounges, they're all right, but having a restaurant credit is a big deal. And one of the things that people were talking about, and I didn't realize until, because I've only used the restaurant credit once, but people were saying that every 2 hours it refreshes so you can use it again, which I think they might have to pull back on that a little bit because, and most people probably, yeah, most people probably don't do that. How much can you eat? Like, really? It's kind of like a buffet, right? You go to a buffet, you pay a big, you go to Vegas and you go to these big buffets, you spend a lot of money, but you can only eat so much. And you can wait, you can wait, eat, and then take a break and then eat, but really, who's going to do that? So there's probably not too many people taking advantage of like the every 2 hour thing. I don't even realize why. I don't even understand why it's every 2 hours, really. Nobody eats every 2 hours. I would think it would make sense every 4 to 5 hours. That would make sense. You fly, you get to the airport, you have dinner or lunch or breakfast or what have you. You jump on a plane, you fly to another destination. Maybe you have a layover, you get there, and then you eat use the credit for another meal. But every 2 hours, yeah, it doesn't make. I mean, it almost makes you want to, especially if you have a long flight, get there early. And like Nate and Jess were talking about this yesterday, and I've changed the way that I do things as well. Like, I get to the airport early, have a nice meal, and then 2 hours later, before your flight, 2 hours later, go get another meal and have it packed to go, jump on the plane, and now you have some food for the flight. So that makes sense. But yeah, every 2 hours is crazy. All right, let's see. Yeah. So August 1st. That's when everything shuts down. The restaurant credit shuts down. So let's see, where are we here? Justin, thank you for stopping by. Still way more protection with credit cards versus debit cards. You won't have to float funds taken out of the debit account. Yes, I agree with you 100%, Justin. And that's the reason I use my credit card everywhere I go. And like I said, I wasn't used to doing that, and I had to get used to it. And this was before I started getting into travel reward credit cards. Someone told me that, and I was just thinking in my head, wow, how do you use a credit card? That just sounds like too much work. Like, and that's what I was thinking in my head. Like, it just sounds like too much work. If I use my debit card, and I don't have to worry about paying off anything. Like, it just comes right out of my account. Well, that's the danger. It's coming right out of your account. If it's coming right out of your account, if someone gets that information, guess what? They're taking everything out of your account. So, yeah, but now I swear by it. Credit cards, and I tell everyone now, use your credit cards. And you make sure you pay it off every month, but use your credit cards. It's safer, and if you have the right credit cards, you get these travel credit cards, you're gonna earn points while you're doing it. Get the cashback credit cards, you're gonna earn points while you're doing it. So you're getting something back for making everyday purchases, things that you pay for every day. So, and that's another thing that's a misconception that a lot of people, when you start telling them about travel credit cards, because I've been through this, I talk to people all the time, because this is what happens. This is how it plays out. It plays out. I travel a lot, and I travel 3 to 4 times a year, okay? But to a lot of my coworkers and my friends, it's a lot, because most people travel maybe once a year. And we're talking like a big trip where you're going out of the country and stuff like that. Some of my friends have never left the country. My family, my mom and my dad have never left the country. Okay, so I mean, other than going to, like, we used to go on cruises and stuff like that. Other than going to cruises, like you go to Mexico on a cruise. But other than that, they have never left the country. So a lot of people, when they see you're traveling and you're in Colombia 1 month, and then 3 months later you're in Paris, and then 3 months later you're in Thailand, and so you're traveling all these different destinations, and they're like, how are you doing that? And a lot of them, they know how much I make. We work in the same job, right? We do the same work. So they start thinking like, well, how does this happen? How are you able to do this? And so that's how the conversation usually starts when it comes to my coworkers. I tell them, look, I have travel credit cards. I use these travel credit cards. I get points on them. I use those points for travel. And I'm traveling for pennies, basically. And so that opens up that conversation, and then I just tell them like my pattern, like, so I use credit cards for all of my spend, and they look at me like I'm crazy, like, how are you using your credit card for everything? You're just running up debt. You're not running up debt if you take care of your bills. If you're paying it every 2 weeks, you're not running up debt. It's just like you're using your debit card. It's the same thing. The only difference is I hit one more button to pay my bills. So before, actually I didn't have to hit any buttons before, because this is a debit card, it's coming right out of my account. Now I have to go on to my app on my phone if I use that, or I just go on the computer, I hit one extra button and send that money over. And if you want, and someone raised this question or this comment, and I thought it was a really good comment. I'm going to do a video about it too, but about just having the auto pay. Why don't you just have auto pay for your credit card? And the main reason I don't want to do that is because I want to know how much I'm spending. I don't want it to be like my debit card. When it was my debit card, I wasn't really paying much attention. I was just looking at my bank account, thinking, oh, okay, I have money in my bank account, and I put a little over to savings, then I have my bank account or my checking account there, and I just use my debit card and I say, oh, I have money. And I've been in the store before, thinking, oh, I want to purchase something, maybe a larger item, a more expensive item, and I'm looking at on my phone, looking to see, okay, how much money do I have? Oh, and I get paid in a couple of days. Oh, okay, I'm good. But now I don't do that anymore. It's like I know exactly how much I'm spending, and I'm tracking it every 2 weeks, at the most every 2 weeks. Sometimes I track it every week just to see where I am. Just like I just hit the minimum spend on the Chase Inc. Cash card. And I was tracking that the whole time, right? Because you have to spend $3,000 within the first 3 months. And so I'm tracking it. I'm using the card and I'm not spending anything. I'm not spending anything that I wouldn't normally. I mean, I'm not purchasing anything that I wouldn't normally purchase. So I'm doing all my regular routine. Go to work. I might pay for lunch, get a coffee, do this. So all that normal spend, but I'm tracking it. So I know exactly when I hit that 3,000. As soon as I hit that 3,000, then I stop on that card and then I pay that off and I get the sign up bonus. And then in the future, with that card in the future, I'll be able to use it for just everyday internet, phone, all that. I can use that card for that. So, because you get 5 points every dollar spent on that. So I'll use it for that kind of stuff, but I'm not going to be using it for my everyday spend because it doesn't give me 3 points for every dollar spent if I'm at a restaurant, shopping at a restaurant or whatever. Okay. All right, guys. We have 53 people in the room. Please hit the like button. We want to get up to 50 likes. So if everybody in the room right now, if you've already hit the like button, don't hit it again because then it'll take you off. But if you have not hit the like button, please hit the like button so we can get up to 50, at least 50 likes, and it will bring a lot more people in to our conversation. Okay, let's move on here. Scooter, what's going on? 250,000. So 250,000, is that our FDIC? I think that's what you're probably referring to. Let's see. Very sad to see people using debit cards, earning no rewards, missing out on perks. Yeah, that's Justin saying that. It is, but you can't change people. You really can't. I think for me, what happened with me, or the change that happened in me, I'll just talk about myself because it's only been 3 years when I realized, wow, maybe I should look into the travel credit cards. Because for me, I was thinking, oh, this is a hassle. I don't want to learn all this credit card stuff and how to get these points. And then you get the points and you don't know how to use them. And it's just going to be a hassle. It's just going to be too much work. And so that was my thought process going in. And it only took one trip. I went to Puerto Rico and I didn't use any points or anything like that. I went to Puerto Rico and I spent at least $1,500 and I was there for 5 days. And I was there, I wanted to take pictures. That was my main reason for traveling. And I just looked, and I loved being in Puerto Rico. I loved the fact that I was traveling, but I hated the fact that I was paying all this money. And I hated the fact that I had to stand in long lines at the airport. And I hated the fact that I had to spend $16 for a cold sandwich and some chips and a bottled water. I hated that. And so I just started thinking to myself, I want to travel more. This is not going to work for me. So what are my options? And then I got online. I started looking, got on YouTube, started watching the points guy, started looking at the points guy's vlog and boarding area and looking at YouTube videos. And then it started clicking. I started thinking, okay, well, I get it now. Like, I see what they're saying. Let me see if it actually works. And so I got a couple of credit cards and made a couple of mistakes, got some cards that I probably shouldn't have gotten. Got the City Premier card, not really a good card in my opinion. Got the City Advantage card. I could have done without that. But once I got a few credit cards, I started earning some points. Then I started seeing, okay, I have points now. How am I going to use them? And then I started doing the research and figured out how to use them. First trip I took was to Paris. Went to Paris. On my flight back, I decided, hey, why not fly first class? Flew first class on the way back, $6,500 seat. I used points. It was 70,000 points at that time. Flew on British Airways. Taxes were taxes were through the roof. So I will have to say that. Just be aware, taxes with British Airways it's no joke. It was $600 for the taxes, but the taxes and fees. But I was flying first class, and so I used a credit. I had the Chase Sapphire Reserve at the time, $300 travel credit, used that. And then the additional $300, I paid out of pocket. And that flight, and I've said this over and over again, that was the best experience I've ever had traveling, period. I mean, it was just pampered the whole time. It was a 10-hour flight, 11-hour flight. And it was one of those flights where you're just thinking, wow, I wish we got delayed or something so I could just relax a little bit longer in this plane. But yeah, it was an off the charts experience. And so after that, I was done. Like I was sold. It was credit cards all the way. Travel credit card, getting points, and because you can't. I would never experience that. I would never experience the Paris trip, the way that I did for the money that I paid. I would never experience that first class flight, going into a first class lounge, which I'd never gone into before, having people treat you like royalty. I mean, I would never experience that without points, because I'm not paying $6,500 for a plane ticket. Shoot, rich people don't pay $6,500 for a plane ticket. I mean, it's crazy, really crazy. Okay. Casey saying Bank of America took 2 months to resolve a dispute on a debit card. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Once, if they can take that money right out of your account, now you're playing a waiting game. I know sometimes they will like credit your account a certain amount, and then they do their investigation and then reimburse you. But it's a headache. It really is. With credit cards, they're pretty fast, and they catch a lot of things, and they're very smart too, in the sense that they look at all of your activity. So case in point, anytime I travel outside the country, I always have to call my bank and let them know I'm leaving the country. This is the time I'm leaving. This is the time I'm coming back. Because if I don't, they will flag my account. And I've had a situation. I live in Los Angeles. I've had a situation where I've gone to Vegas, and halfway through to Vegas, we always stop and get gas and get a snack or something like that. Stopped halfway. I think I was in Barstow or no Baker. I was in Baker. Stopped there, got something to eat and gas. By the time I got to Las Vegas, I got a call on my phone. It was my bank, and they're saying that it looks like there could be some fraudulent activity. You know, did you leave out of your where you live? You know, are you in Las Vegas? Basically, yes, I'm in Vegas. It's me. So then I had to answer a few questions, like the security questions that you had. The only problem is the security questions. I had done those security questions like 10 years prior. So I couldn't remember, like, most of the stuff, I couldn't remember all this stuff, just basically. So I didn't get one of the questions right. And then they were asking me as far as what I spent money on, and they were like kind of rattling off the stuff. Bottom line, they closed my account. They closed my account because there was one thing on there that I didn't remember that I actually, because when they're rattling off the stuff that you've used your card, places where you use your card, some of those places aren't going to come up exactly the way, like if I go to Walmart, usually Walmart will show, but if you go to some other places that might not show the name, so you might not remember, and they say something, you're thinking, oh, I don't remember going there. So that's why I said, I don't remember going there. Oh, okay, we're going to have to close your card. And I'm like, wait a minute, I just got to Vegas, and you're going to close my card? And so, yeah, once they say they're closing it, they close it. So I had to go to the bank in Las Vegas. I won't name the bank. I had to go to the bank and get that all taken care of, where they issued me a new card. And the thing that was bad about the new card is it's a temporary card, so you can't use it everywhere, and you can't use it as like when you go to a restaurant and stuff like that. You can use it at the ATM, but that's it. You have to put your PIN in. Oh, it was a headache, man. It was ridiculous. Whereas if I used a credit card, they know. They track that stuff. And the fact that another good thing about having an ecosystem is all my cards are pretty much tied. All my cards are tied to Chase, except for my Citi card. Everything else is tied to Chase, so they have all that information. So anytime I'm traveling, I use my credit card. Let's say I'm going to Colombia. I use my credit card to book that airfare. And then guess what? I show up in Colombia. They're going to know that I'm in Colombia, because when they check my information, my account, they're going to see that I purchased a ticket to Colombia. Oh, okay. And he's in Colombia, and he's staying at this hotel. And so it all makes sense. And so I never call I don't know how you guys do it, but I never call my credit card company and tell them that I'm leaving the country. I just go, and I've never had any issues. Okay. Okay, Rolo. Besides travel, what is the biggest expense you have on your credit cards? Grocery shopping, perhaps. Uh, yes. Yes. Actually, my biggest expense, and it's not every month, but it's camera equipment. That's my biggest expense because I have a photography business. I shoot weddings, and I'm constantly buying things for my photography business. So that's probably my biggest expense. I do like the food service thing, kind of the like the Sunbasket. So I do that every week. So I don't grocery shop that much, but on occasion I will go to the grocery store and buy stuff. So that, and then just restaurants, eating out and stuff like that. I do that pretty frequently. But yeah, my biggest expense is probably camera equipment, and then the YouTube stuff too. Like for YouTube, believe it or not, man, it's a rough life. Jason will tell you. No, you can spend a lot of money on different gear and all that. You see my little set back here and everything. I mean, you have to buy certain things and the lighting and monitors and all this different stuff. This little Stream Deck thing that I just picked up on my little toys. This thing was $250. So there's a lot of stuff that you can purchase, and so electronics is probably my biggest purchase. All right, Nate and Jess, like button, yes, please hit the like button, guys. We have 52 people in here, so please hit the like button so we can hit at least 50 likes today, and that will help us. That will help us a lot. And I'm also on a road. I'm on the road to 10,000 subscribers by December 28th of this year. So we're on a good roll right now. My subscriber count has really been increasing. So I want to get there. I want to get to that 10,000 subscribers. It means a lot in the YouTube community because they will allow you a lot more as far as workshops and different things like that. There is, and I keep saying this because I'm all excited about this place, but I haven't even experienced it yet. But they have a YouTube space. YouTube space is basically a studio. So YouTube Studio, it's in Los Angeles, and once you hit 10,000 subscribers, you have access to that YouTube Studio. I'm hoping they keep it at 10,000. Watch, I hit 10,000, and they're gonna bump it up to 20,000. But right now, yeah, it's at 10,000. It's been at 10,000 for like 3 years. Or probably even longer, but when I caught on to it was like 3 years ago. So anyway, it'll allow me to go to the workshops and learn more about how to do the whole YouTube thing. And so I'm really excited about that. So that's why I want to hit it by the end of the year, and then that way we can start off 2020 with a whole new outlook as far as stuff that I can learn. And they even have like I said, it's a studio, so I can go in there and I can do YouTube videos, collaborations, and all that good stuff. So it's a win-win for everyone. I'll have more access. You guys will be able to enjoy better content and different collaborations and things like that. So, all right. Let's see here. So yes, please hit the subscribe button as well. So the like button, and then if you're new and you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. Please subscribe. It's free. It's free. So 912 all day, he has subscribed to our channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I really do. All right, let's see. Do I have any? Oh, I have these sound effects now that I have to remember that I have. Because I'm going to start using them on a regular basis. You guys are going to get tired of hearing these different noises. I only have those two for right now. The super chat, money, and then the crowd. So that's all I have for right now. And then I have this whole soundboard thing now with the Stream Deck, so now I can add all these different sound effects and noises, and I guess sound effects and noises is the same thing, but sound effects and then like even GIFs and stuff like that you can add. Wow, I hit those buttons and I lost a few people. They're like, what is this guy doing? All right, guys. Let's see. Let's move on here. Vic, how you doing? Capital One has a generic message on their website. Okay. But I was just wondering, like, did they put anything else out prior to this? And it sounds like they didn't, because it didn't make news until today, as far as I know. I didn't hear of any other information prior to this. So looks like they didn't put out anything. Will Walker saying digital letters. Let's see. I've always frozen my reports. What do y'all think? I think it's good. I think it's good, especially in this day and age, to freeze your credit report so no one, not your credit report, but your freeze it with the credit bureaus. That way, no one can open up new credit on your account, and then you unfreeze it, and then you can get a card. I only get cards every 3 to 4 months, and actually, I won't even say every 3 to 4 months. I'm open to getting a new card once once I hit a minimum spend. So I'll wait a little bit, and if a good card comes out or a card sign-up bonus increases and it's a good deal, then I'll go ahead and get the card. But other than that, I don't really do it. All right, Samuel, thank you for the super chat. There we go, money, money, money. Yeah, I gotta do better. I'll get some different sound effects and stuff because this is just, I'm still testing everything. You gotta understand, like it's not fluid yet. I have some different things going on, and I'm taking baby steps. Like I just wanted to get on a live stream and actually not have anything go wrong. And I've been able to do that for a few weeks now, where I might have had things go wrong, but I'm able to correct them relatively quickly, or it went wrong, but I know exactly why it went wrong. And then I'm just working these different little things in. So I'd say by the end of the year, by the time we hit 10,000 subscribers, then I'll be ready to go and I'll have everything all dialed in. Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to scroll down now. If anyone has any questions specifically for me, just put at TEC because I don't want to miss any questions. But I also don't want to fall too far behind. Okay, and then Nate and Jess here. Maybe they couldn't say anything because they didn't want to tip off the hacker to go into hiding. That's actually a good point, Nate and Jess. I didn't even think about that. The fact that they didn't want to tip them off. But I don't know, man. That's really, really a sticky situation. And maybe they took precaution, maybe Capital One, but no, they couldn't. You still can't do that. If that information gets out, your social security number gets out, all that information, like that you would fill out. I mean, just think about it. They got the applications. So now they have all the information that you put on your application. They have all that information, so they can go to another credit card company and sign up for a new application. Sign up for credit and all. I mean, yeah, that's sticky. But that does make sense. I mean, they could have been told by the FBI, look, you can't give out this information. We will release everything as soon as they're arrested. We'll release all that information, but you can't do anything at this point. The FBI can make a suggestion. I don't think they can force you not to say anything. I think as a business owner, you have the right to run the business the way you want to run the business, and if that's something you think is important, then I think you would still be able to reach out to your customers. But the FBI probably told them, hey, we're on this person. We're going to be able to get them, but we just need you to cooperate with us. So that's probably what happened. Okay. And Vic's saying this could be an inside job. I read a few of the articles that were out, and I don't think it was an inside job. I think because this person didn't seem like the stuff that they were writing about, like this person has a history of hacking and stuff like that. And that's why the FBI was able to really link on to her, because they had information about her already, and then they were able to kind of tie everything together. So I don't think it was an inside job. At least I shouldn't say she wasn't a part of or how can I say, she wasn't an employee or a former employee with Capital One. But you're right, it could have been someone that she linked up with, that she had got information from, that was coming from the inside. That could be true. Let's see. And Justin saying, I'm surprised to hear you only sign up for, what is it, 4 or 5 cards a year. Why not more ABIZ or Amex Biz cards? Good offers, no inquiries, soft pulls. Yeah, I haven't jumped into Amex yet. And once I do jump into Amex, I'll probably ramp it up just a little bit more. I just get what I need. It's kind of weird. I don't travel that much to where I think I need to get more cards more frequently. So, and I'm also looking at like cards that I want to use. I don't want to get cards that aren't useful to me. I have like the United Explorer card. Not really useful. The only real benefit is the free check bag and the priority boarding. So I will keep the card because of that. And I'll use United whenever possible. And then like the World of Hyatt card, same thing. Not really a card I use very often. If I'm staying at a Hyatt property, yes, I'm going to use it because I get the 9 points for every dollar spent. But other than that, and then I get the free night. So the free night is that's the reason for me keeping the card, because that easily will pay for that $95 annual fee. So other than that, the other cards that I have, I use for the most part. I don't have any issues with using them. The only card the Chase Ink Unlimited, I don't use that card very, very often. Like never. I very rarely use that card. So that is one card but it's a 0 annual fee card, so there's really no harm in not using it. But like the Chase Ink card, the Chase Ink Cash card, I'll be using that card. The Chase Ink Business Plus, I have that card. I'll be using that one. And then the Chase Sapphire Reserve, we all know I use that card. And so I use the majority of the cards that I have, except for the Chase Sapphire Preferred. I still have that card, and I need to downgrade that one. Okay. But yeah, I'm not in it to get a bunch of cards. Some people do get a lot of cards. I'm not one of those people that wants to have like 16, 20 credit cards. It's just not. I'm not interested in doing that. Long term, yeah, I'm not gonna close accounts. So if I do have accounts, I'm gonna make sure I'm still maximizing the points with those accounts, or I'll downgrade the card. So I might do that. Maybe downgrade a card, and then, I might have like 20 cards after 10 years of doing this. But they'll be in a place where I'm either paying no annual fee or I'm getting the benefits out of the card every year to keep it. Okay, coffee table book, what's going on? Let's see here. Hey TC, I just joined the stream. What flight were you describing earlier? What flight was I describing earlier? Was it the British Airways flight? I think that's the only thing I talked about. Yeah, I flew British Airways from Paris to Los Angeles, and I flew business class, or I flew first class. But like a true first class experience, it was a 747. We're right underneath the pilot, and it was nice. Man, it was nice. I never did a video about it, and I have video footage, but I'm gonna do a proper video just for me sitting down talking, because I didn't have enough footage to do and this was before I was really into it, like wanting to shoot video of me in first class. And this is before I even, I didn't know what to expect. And so I do have footage, but I don't have me talking and stuff. I didn't have a mic or anything. So I'll kind of talk through the whole process. But it was an amazing flight. Okay. Okay, so Flashpoint saying, yeah, it can get pricey if you want to make quality content. Yeah, so, and for those of you who don't know, Flashpoint Capital, he's got a channel. He's a YouTuber, so go over to his channel. After you guys watch my stream, go over to his channel and check it out. He talks about travel reward credit cards, and he has some really good content on his channel. He just recently moved, so he's going to have a new set for us. So I don't know when he's going to unveil that. Now I'm putting pressure on him. But yeah, he has a great channel, so you guys want to go over there and subscribe to his channel. Check out his videos. He's got really good stuff out there. And I'll be having him back on the show. I want to do, like, what I really want to do is have like a regular guest every week. Like, we just pick a date and just have like a regular guest where we kind of go back and forth and talk, and then have like maybe guests on that show as well, or maybe just have a one-on-one guest. But I really want to ramp it up where we have a bigger, we have a community of people that are going back and forth and talking about travel credit cards, because the experiences, that's what I really like. Like, I really like talking about the experiences. Like I was telling you how excited I was to fly first class, and this is an experience that I never could have even imagined doing prior to getting into the whole points game. Well, I like hearing different stories that people have, because we all have them, right? We all got hooked some way. Like, something hooked us when it came to travel credit cards. Because if it wasn't worth it, then we wouldn't be getting all these cards. Like, we would have just given up, or we would have said, okay, I have one travel credit card, I got my points, I used them, it was no big deal, and then you just move on. But for all of us, there had to be a hook. Either there's a hook, or you're hoarding 400,000 points and you're waiting for that big vacation. And then when that vacation happens, you're going to be, it'll be crazy. But anyway, yeah, I think that there has to be, like, we all have these different stories. So I want to share those with everyone that's watching, and I think it would be good for all of us. Ed James, what's going on? Uh-oh, lost my place here. Let's see, would you recommend flying to Bogota and then flying to Medellin same day if it is cheaper than flying straight to Medellin? Yeah, I'm fine with flying to Bogota. As a matter of fact, depending on what airline you're flying on, some of them will stop in Bogota first and then take you down. Bogota, the airport's pretty nice. If you have Priority Pass, they do have a few Priority Pass lounges there. They have at least one. It's the Avianca. It might be the Avianca Lounge, I believe. So it's Avianca or Copa. I can't remember. They do have a lounge there, so if you have Priority Pass, you can at least go to the lounge. But the airport's decent, and then you fly into Medellin. When I left Medellin, I had to fly to Bogota first and then fly back to the States. So yeah, it's not a bad deal. If you can get it cheaper, I would do it. Lisa Love Beauty, what's going on? Let's see, I hope you don't mind me asking, what do you do for a living? I don't talk about my job. That's one thing I don't talk about. So I can't share that with you, sorry. But I work hard, let's just put it that way. We'll just say I'm a YouTuber. No, I have a regular job, but yeah, I don't talk about work, I don't. Although the vast majority of people are on the up and up, and they're good people, you might have a sprinkle of bad people here and there, and you start telling them where you work and stuff, and people be looking you up, and before you know it, you look up and they're like, hey, I saw you on YouTube, and they're stalking you and stuff. So, come on, I've seen the movies. Yeah, there's certain things that you have to understand, like, now that we have access to so much more, and we have the social media and all that stuff, you really do need to be careful, because there are some people out there that, they're not always on the up and up, right? So you want to make sure you try to protect yourself and your family. Okay. Let's see, Justin. Why not more aggressive with the cards, especially? Okay, so I think I read that already, didn't I? Oh, no, I didn't. Let's see, account. Dolly, what's going on? We got Dolly with a super chat. Thank you, Dolly. Yay. I really need to get a better one. I'm not liking it. Just the coins. It's supposed to be coins dropping out of a slot machine. All right, let's see. David, keep up the great work. I'm so glad to be a part of the TEC crew. Yes, you are part of the TEC crew. And thank you for the super chat, and thank you for your support. Wow, I think we just got a little a little lag there. Okay. All right, let's move on here. So Justin saying, why not more aggressive with new cards, especially Amex Biz, with no inquiries, open cards? Yeah, I think I read that. Oh no, this is a different one. Open cards account can gin up, spend with gift cards. Yeah, I'll get there, Justin. I will get there, but I at this point, before I jump into Amex, I'm gonna take a little break. I'm gonna take a little break, and then I'll start getting into the Amex cards. Let's see, Dolly. All right, we're talking there. Tim Williams, what's going on? It's better. Wait, it's better to gather all available information before making a statement to customers and creating a bigger scare than necessary. Okay, so that's Tim saying that as far as the Capital One, he says it's better to gather all available information before making a statement to customers and creating a bigger scare than necessary. Okay, and I don't know all the details. Like obviously, we're all reading this stuff, and reading the articles and stuff like that that are out. So we don't know, and I don't know. So I'm just, it's just scary to me. Like 10 days went by, and maybe people could have been affected, potential lawsuits, right? So I don't know. They obviously they have to look at this and figure out how to game plan it, but. And I'm doing it after the fact, and I don't have all the information. So yeah, it's not fair of me to say they should have done this or they should have done that. But it is scary nonetheless to think that you have that time in between where the information is the information's out or not out there. The company has the information, but you haven't been given any information. Nick Warren, what's going on? But sign-up bonuses are beautiful. Okay, I must have missed something. Okay, my screen is everything okay? Because I'm getting like some lag or something going on. So I'm hoping everything is okay. Just let me know if this is all messed up right now. Yeah, I don't see anybody saying anything in the chat. So, all right, we'll just keep on going here. Nate and Jess, yeah, we're starting out, but we're already seeing how much it's been worth. Awesome redemptions on Hyatt available, 5,000 hotel nights. Yes. So Nate and Jess are just talking about they're just starting out with the whole credit card thing. And I'm telling you, everyone has a story, and once you start redeeming your points, you'll have a story where you're like, wow, I used points and I got this, or I got upgraded to this, and I mean, just like that when I was in Hawaii, the last night I stayed in Kauai, I was able to stay in. Let me drop one of these down here. So I don't know why I'm getting all this lag, but it's starting to bother me. So let me close this down. Okay. Yeah. So when I was in Kauai, that was a crazy experience because all right, now I'm really frozen. What is going on? Okay. All right. Okay. I'm just going to keep talking. If something goes wrong, just let me know in the chat, and hopefully I'll be able to catch it. And I know Flashpoint's saying that I'm good, but yeah, it's weird. Like everything is jittery. But anyway, let's just go on with the story. But yeah, like I was in Kauai. Last night I stayed in Kauai, stayed at the Grand Hyatt. The only reason that I stayed at the Grand Hyatt is because my parents have a timeshare, so we were there for 7 days, and then I wasn't able to fly back on the Saturday. I had to fly back on the Sunday. So I said, oh, you know what? I'll use some points. I'll stay at the Grand Hyatt. I've never stayed there before, so I booked it with points, 25,000 points, which is a lot of points, and I normally don't do that. But I had some points already built up in Hyatt that were sitting there. And so I said, use it, might as well use it. So I did. And got there, and it just everything just kind of worked. Like because you have the online app now where they will send you if you want to sign up online or check in online. So I did the check in online. So once you check in online, all you need to do is go to the front desk and just show them your credit card, and then they will, your room is already ready, and they tell you that your room is ready. And so that's what I like about it, because usually they'll tell you you can't check in until like 3 or 4. But if you do that online check-in, which yeah, look at the internet. Low internet. Okay. But if they tell you that your room is ready, then your room is ready. And so I was able to get there early, so I got there around noon, checked in, and the lady behind the counter was just like, okay, looks like you booked a standard room. And I was like, yeah, I booked a standard room. Do you have any available upgrades? And she was like, well, let me check. And she looked in there and she checked, and sure enough, they had an upgrade for me. So they upgraded me to this suite. And this is one of those experiences, right? This is one of those experiences that I know I wouldn't pay cash for, and I might not have this experience again anytime soon, where I'm booked a regular room in Kauai on the beach. Like, this is a beautiful, beautiful hotel, and we're like right on the water. And so she upgraded me to like a beach view. So I had a balcony too. So I have a balcony. I go to my balcony and I'm looking out, and all you see is the beach. And yeah, it was a beautiful room. And the room on the inside, you had a big area, living room area, couches, dining area, bedroom. It was, the bedroom was separate from everything else, and then bathroom with the jacuzzi, tub, and then the shower. What do you call it? Stand-up shower, whatever. I can't even think of the words. And then they even had like one of those weird toilets, if you know what I'm talking about. Toilets that have all the sprays and stuff on them. So it was like a top-notch room. And so I looked up, because I was just thinking, the room that I booked was $600 a night, and I used points, so it was only 25,000 points. I didn't have to pay any cash, but I was just curious about how much this room that I was staying in cost a night. It was $1,800 a night. So I don't know about you, but I'm not paying $1,800 a night. I'm not even paying $600 a night. So even if it was a standard room, I'll use points all day, but I'm not paying $600 a night for a room. Unless I'm on my honeymoon and we're staying there a couple of nights. I mean, that's pretty pricey. Okay, let's see. James, what's going on, buddy? Let's see. I know you have all 3 Chase Ink cards. Which one is your favorite? Also, great to see you again. Yeah, it's great to see you too, James. Okay, so my favorite is the Chase Ink Business Plus card, but that card is not available anymore. That I got it, I'm grandfathered in, so that's the only reason I have that card. It's now the Chase Ink Business Preferred, which is still a very good card, and with the sign-up bonus now, it's like 80,000 sign-up bonus, so that's good. But I do like the Chase Ink Cash card. So if you already have like a Chase Sapphire Preferred or Chase Sapphire Reserve, then this Chase Ink Cash card is a really good option, because you have you get the internet, like the 5 points for every dollar spent on internet, cable, phone. That is huge, because I pay that every month. So I'm getting those 5 points every month without even having to actually use the card. It's just, it's automatically taken out. So I like that. I do like that card a lot. So it's probably, the Chase Ink Cash is probably my favorite. And the funny thing is, it wasn't even on my radar. I happen to, we have a Facebook group, and so in the Facebook group, and links to all these, so if you guys are interested, the WhatsApp group and the Facebook group, I have links, and I'll put a link at the very end of this video, like in the comment section, so just come back to the video later, and as soon as the video is over, I usually will put it out there, and so you'll have a link, or you can check some of my older videos in the comment section. So I'll tag a link usually at the comment section. It'll have all the links. So if you guys want to join the Facebook group is great. If you have credit card referrals, it's a perfect place for that. You can get in there, put your referral in there, and all we ask is that if you put a referral in there, use one of the referrals if you're going to get a new credit card. Use one of their referrals, and then they'll use your referral, so we can help each other out when it comes to the referral links. Facebook group, it's a great place, and the thing I like about the Facebook group, it's easier to navigate than the WhatsApp group. The WhatsApp group is good for if you need information right away, if you want to, talk with me directly, then it's easier in the WhatsApp group because I get messages all the time in the WhatsApp group, and I chat back with people and stuff like that. But with the Facebook group, I go on there from time to time, but I'm not on there a lot. So I'll be honest when it comes to that. It's still a great group. There's still a lot of information in there. Like I said, it's easier to go back. Like if you want to get information, or where did so and so stay, or how much was this, how much was that, it's easier to navigate than the WhatsApp group is. Okay. Okay, so James is saying that we're at 49 likes. Good, good. Let's get over 50. So please, if you have not liked the video, please give me a like so we can get over 50 here. And also, if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. We're really ramping things up. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so by December 28th. The reason that I picked December 28th is that is my birthday, so it would be really nice. It would be a really nice birthday present for me to hit 10,000 subscribers prior to that or on that day. But yes, so we're really trying to do that. I'm trying to ramp it up. Right now we're at 6,100 subscribers. So we're doing really well. I mean, we're gaining a lot of subscribers really fast, and I just want to keep that momentum going. So you're going to hear me talking about that from time to time. Just please subscribe to the channel. It's free to subscribe, and hit the little bell notification. You'll get more information out there about travel credit cards and things like that. I will be going to Colombia in October as well. So if you guys are interested in Colombia, I'm going to do a really better job of documenting my travels. That's one of the things that I won't say I struggle, but I don't do it as often because I forget. Like, I'm out walking around, I'm having a good time, and I forget to pull out my camera and start recording. So I will do a lot more of that. So you'll be able to see me in a couple of months. And I just went to Hawaii, and I have a lot of footage, but I haven't edited all the footage yet. So once I start editing, and I'll start putting out some videos with some Hawaii videos. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right, I'm going to skip a few down. We're going to move down a little bit. Justin's saying, have you give up on 524? Probably too long for you to wait an opportunity for missing cards. Yeah, Justin wants me to just get all the cards right now. Yeah, I'm taking a break. I'm just taking a break. Sometimes it's good to take a break and just kind of look at everything. I have plenty of points. That's the whole thing. So if I didn't have a lot of points, then yeah, I would want to jump in. But I have plenty of points, and I've already planned out my next 2 trips, and they're both going to the same. I'm going to Colombia for both trips, but so I've already planned out past February. So late February, I'll be going to Carnival. October, I'll be going to Medellin, Colombia. So I've planned that out already. So and I have the points for that already. So I don't really need to get any other credit cards right now. I'll just continue to use my credit cards and earn more points. But yeah, there's no real rush for me at this point. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. All right, okay, so we got down to the bottom here. All right, any other questions specifically for me? Now's the time to go ahead and put it in the chat. And let's see. Oh, let's get some more shout outs here. There's a few more people that are in here that I didn't give shout outs to. And I'm sorry if I did miss a shout out for you. Sometimes when I get scrolled down, I miss people. Louis, what's going on? Thank you for stopping by. And Pariah, what's going on, buddy? And Brendale, what's up? Samuel, I think I gave you a shout out, but if I did not, what's going on? Juan, what's going on, buddy? Let's see here. And Casey, I think I gave you a shout out already. Okay, so Dolly's asking, what's your vlogging setup going to look like? I don't know. So I have a few different cameras, but I don't get crazy. I'm not one of those people that has the big old rig, the big camera with the shotgun mic on top and all that. Yeah, I don't do all that. I have a little Osmo Pocket that I love. I love that thing because you can be discreet. I don't like drawing a lot of attention, especially if you're traveling. I don't like drawing a lot of attention. And in Colombia, they have this saying, "Don't give papaya." So basically, don't be showy. Don't show off all your stuff. Won't wear gold chains and walk around with your phone all out. Like, I mean, well, let me back up. You can have your phone out. Like, I have my phone out all the time when I'm in Colombia. But there are certain times where you might not want to have your phone out. And like if it's late at night and you're walking down the street and there's not very many people around, you don't really need to have your phone out. It's probably not a good idea. And I'm not saying this to scare people away from Colombia. Colombia is a beautiful country, and I've never had any issues when I'm there. But I'm just saying, don't give papaya is what they say. So don't be showy. Don't like be flashing your money around and doing stuff like that anywhere. Like this is not specific to Colombia. This is specific. This is anywhere you are. I don't care if you can be in the U.S. the same thing. You're walking down an alley or something like that. You're not going to have your phone out, and you're going to be paying attention. So yeah, don't get papaya. Don't walk around with big old expensive camera gear and stuff like that. If it's out of place, like if it's in the right place, like I went to Carnival, I was there for 4 days, and I have some expensive equipment. Like I have Sony A7R III, which is $3,300. Well, it used to be $3,300. The price just went down because they released a new model. So I had that camera. I have a $2,500 lens that goes with it, plus all the other lenses that I have in my bag. So I'm out there, I'm taking pictures. I have my camera out the whole time. There's no problems because I'm at an event and it's expected for, I wasn't the only one that had all this expensive camera equipment. So that's fine. But if I'm walking down the street late at night and I have all my camera gear out, yeah, probably not a good thing. So just be careful. But you're gonna have situations. And another thing, always, and this is when I travel anywhere. So we'll talk about travel safety. I always have, I don't have my money clip, but I have a money clip that I wear, or not wear, but I have in my pocket. I always have it in my front pocket. And if I'm in a large crowd, my hand is always in my pocket, holding my wallet the whole time. So I'll have one hand in the pocket, and the other hand could be free or whatever. But that's the way I go. And phone, same thing. If I have my wallet, phone, have them in the same pocket, have my hand at the very least over the, kind of thumb in the pocket and then hand outside like that. There was a friend of mine when we were in Carnival, he got his phone stolen. And the sad part about it is he was only there for a couple of days. Like he'd only been there a couple of days. Phone got stolen. It was one of those deals, walking through a crowd. And at Carnival, like they have these block parties, and it's just like, we're talking 400 or 500 people that are in this, it's probably like 6 blocks. And everyone's out having a good time partying and everything and dancing in the streets. And so there's certain areas where you're walking through and it's just like shoulder to shoulder. And so he's walking through shoulder to shoulder and someone just slipped their hand in there, grabbed his phone, and they were gone. And I mean, there's no way you can tell who has it. And he had an iPhone, so he was able to kind of track it with his buddy was tracking it with his phone, so they could see where the phone was around, like the area. But still, like he was never able to get that phone back. So, and like I said, this is a situation that can happen anywhere. And any large crowd, you're going to have people that are going to try to pickpocket you and stuff like that. But yeah, don't give papaya. So with me, the Osmo Pocket, that thing is perfect because I can walk around, and I have some videos from Colombia that I have up on my channel, so you guys can check them out. And those videos were shot, the latest videos, so the ones at Carnival, they were all shot with that Osmo Pocket. And I'm just walking around with that thing. Most people didn't even know what it was because it's so small. And so you can do the vlogging and stuff like that, and people don't really pay too much attention to you. And my whole thing is I don't like people being nosy, like looking at me while I'm talking to myself. So that's why I like the Osmo Pocket, because I can kind of walk around and people don't really pay too much attention to it. I mean, they hear you talking to yourself, but they don't really pay attention. Like, whereas if it was a big camera with, the setup with the Joby Gorilla Pod and the big DSLR camera on there with the shot, of course, yeah, they're going to pay attention. And another good thing too about having a smaller camera is you can walk around in different places that you couldn't normally walk around in. So sometimes you'll go to stores and stuff like that, and they'll tell you, no, you can't film here and that kind of stuff. Where if you have that Osmo Pocket, most of them won't even know that you're recording, because like that Osmo, I don't even have it. I don't have it near me. I do have it near me. Let me grab it real quick. All right, so this is just my little whole rig thing here, but this is the Osmo Pocket, and the camera, it's just this little camera here, and you can walk with it and just hold it like this. So I can just be walking with it like this, and the camera will, let's see, I haven't turned this thing on in a while. Let's see if it's got a charge. Okay, so I can walk with it like this, move the camera up. Let's see here. So I can just move the camera up, and I could be walking like this. I can even have, where's my phone? I can even have my phone over it, which I do sometimes, and I'll just walk, and I'm holding both of them like this. And I can even have the screen so it records. I'm not records, but it's showing me what's on the screen. So I can have it doing that as well. But I'm just walking around. I have this camera on. I'm walking through the store, and no one knows. Whereas, like when we were in Costa Rica, my buddy, and he had a GoPro, but he had it on like one of those gimbals. So it was kind of like, it was noticeable because it was on this big gimbal. So he's got the GoPro on top of this big gimbal, and he's walking around. We go to Walmart, and as soon as we get into Walmart, one of the managers walks up to us and tells us that we can't record. So with the Osmo Pocket, I was going into all these different places, and they weren't saying anything. Not in Costa Rica though, but in Colombia. But in Colombia, like if you go to Éxito is like a Walmart. They will tell you that you can't record, because one of my other friends, he was recording. He had his little DSLR. They told him, no, you can't record in here. Whereas I was just walking in there with that thing, and I never got stopped. So, all right. So I try to keep it simple when it comes to the whole vlogging thing. Let's see. All right, we'll just work our way down. Let's see. So Daniel's saying, did you hear that United partnered with Clear at airports? I did not hear that. What is this partnership? I'm interested. I'm interested in that. Yeah, I didn't hear anything about that. That would be nice. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. That would be a real good deal, because like I said, I have the United Explorer card. And if they have some type of partnership, I think Clear is kind of weak in the sense that they're too expensive. And so most people will just get TSA PreCheck or global entry, and they're done. They're fine with that. And I still personally haven't seen I haven't used Clear, but I haven't seen like what's the word I'm looking for? A big incentive to get it. I just haven't. So Yeah, I would be interested to know if if they do have a partnership with Clear. That would be nice. The only thing is, Clear is only good for the U.S. So flying out of the country, it's not gonna. I don't think it works in the other countries. So, and Price and Nika swears by Clear. I don't think Nika has Clear anymore. I think she had it like for like maybe a year, and I don't think she still has it. But because it's expensive, that's expensive to have. You have to travel a lot, I think, in order to really get the benefits of that. Let's see, Life or Business. What is it that you use for vlogging again? It's the Osmo Pocket. He wrote it here. So the Osmo Pocket. It's DJI Osmo Pocket. They've come out. DJI is starting to come out with some nice camera equipment. I won't say they've always made drones, but now they're coming out with like this, and they have the little action cam, which I have that too, the Osmo Action. So they're stepping up their game when it comes to these small little handheld cameras. But I mean, this thing's on a gimbal, so the fact that it's on a gimbal is, I mean, your footage is just solid, and it doesn't take me long. I did a video, you guys can check it out, at a restaurant in Colombia, Macura. It's a fish restaurant, and it was so easy to film that whole thing because it was like one shot. Like, I get a little pan, I just do a little pan, and it's on a gimbal, so it's a nice, smooth, shot, and do a couple of those shots inside the restaurant, I'm done. It takes me like a minute to do that. And then I sit down, I put it on a little tripod, and I go about my business, eat my food or whatever, and it even tracks your face. So if I move my head around, the camera will track me. So yeah, the thing is it's just amazing. The only issue is the audio, but they have a little jack now you can hook into it, and so you can have audio set up. And you guys see the audio the mic that I use here. I shouldn't be tapping that, but the mic that I use here. So now, and I haven't done this yet, but I can hook it up and just there's a receiver, have the receiver here, and then have the transmitter. Is the transmitter? Yeah, the receiver and then the transmitter. And so have this here, and then have my receiver on top here, and I can walk around and just talk all day and have really, really good audio. So I haven't tried it yet, but that's going to be the way that I do things from now on. Okay, and even like on airplanes too, because I want to start doing some reviews of airplanes while I'm on the plane. And I haven't done that yet. So if I'm flying business class or first class, I want to do a review. I'm sitting on the plane. I have plenty of time, right? I could sit and talk about what I like and what I don't like about the flight. Okay. And Samuel saying things seems pretty cool. Yeah, it's a good little camera. Now it's not going to give you the best image quality. I mean, well, let me put it this way: the image quality is good. It's good, but if you're shooting in low light and stuff like that, you're going to want to use a DSLR, a bigger camera, a mirrorless camera. I use mirrorless cameras. You're going to want to use a mirrorless camera, but the only problem is you're going to have to use that mirrorless camera, and you're going to have a gimbal in order to get steady footage. So this still is really good, because even though the quality isn't excellent when you're out at night, it has to be pretty dark for you to like get really grainy footage. So as long as there's some light out there, you can still walk around and get acceptable footage that you can put on YouTube, and people won't really know the difference. Okay. So yeah, I'm interested to hear about this partnership with Clear, and maybe that's what United needs. Maybe they could tie that into their their credit card, their travel credit card, the Explorer Plus, and like tie that in some way where you get a credit for Clear, or yeah, to get people interested in that card, because the earn possibility on that card is really not good. Life for Business is saying, yeah, I need to get something discreet. Yeah, Osmo Pocket's the way to go if you want something discreet. And let's see. Okay, so Daniel's saying here, if you're a card member, you get a discounted rate, and if you have elite status, it's complimentary. Okay, so I wonder how much that discounted rate is. So Dolly's saying, what's your pocket attached to? Wait, what? Oh, what's on this whole little get up you're asking? Um, Let me see here. I'm trying to read that last question. I don't know what you guys are talking about there, the last question. But the Osmo Pocket, what's attached to? Okay, so, God. So this is just a little guard that goes over the front to protect the lens. And this is a little scroll wheel. All this stuff comes off. So the scroll wheel just slides off. This will, like, you can do pans and tilts and all that stuff with that. So that's what I use that for. And then this little thing here, I'm not going to take it off, but it's just a third-party thing that I bought, and it has little tripod screws on the bottom here, so I can hook it into a tripod, and then it also has tripod mounts for the top too. And I just this is just a cold shoe mount, and that just allows me to hold something on there. So if I wanted to put a little shotgun mic on there, I could put a shotgun mic on there, just screw it into that. And then I have this lanyard that I have on here. And the only reason I have the lanyard on here is I wanted to have something I can hold on to in the situation where I'm filming something and I just want to make sure I have a nice grip of it. And if it falls out of my hand, I want to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. So that's the only reason I did that. And this whole little piece here, this is all metal. It just unscrews, so I can unscrew it and open it up. And then at the very bottom here, this is a wireless module. And this is so I can control everything on my phone, and it's wirelessly. So I can have this, and this is another one of the real big perks of having this little camera here, is I can sit this down somewhere and take out my phone, connect it to my phone, and then I can move the camera around. So I can move this little camera head, move it around 180 degrees, or if I wanted to put it like on a selfie stick or something and hold it above the crowd, I can do that and then control it with my phone, record, time lapse, all that stuff. So it's really, that little module on the bottom is a really good, the wireless module is really a good setup there. So that's it. So I do have a lot of stuff on it, more stuff that you don't need all that stuff. And it's just slim, like everything else comes off. So it's just this little piece right here. This is like the whole size of it. So it's really small. But like I said, man, this is a good little setup, and I use it. I used it in Colombia. I used it when I was in Hawaii a little bit. I didn't film very much in Kauai. It rained every day, so I was lucky to get out and get a couple of shots, and then it would rain, and I come back in, and I get out and do a little more footage, and come back in. So, all right. Okay, guys, any other questions here? Prize asking how much does it cost? It's $350. I think it's $349. The good thing that about about DJI products, and I have their drones. I have the Mavic Pro, the first one. I have this, and then I have the DJI Osmo Action, which is just a little. It's like a GoPro. Looks just like a GoPro. The only difference is it has a front-facing screen and a back-facing screen. So if you want to vlog with it, it's good for that because you have a screen that's facing you. And that one has wireless built in. It's built in, so you don't have to have this little module. The only thing is it's not on a gimbal, but it has like electronic image stabilization. So it gives you, surprisingly, the footage is comparable to this. Like this is on a gimbal, so it should keep a pretty nice shot, like a smooth shot that's not shaky. But that Osmo Action has a gimbal, like an electronic image stabilization, and it does a really good job. So I like that one, but this one it's better for me because I can do the pans and all that stuff. It just works better. All right. So, and then what I was going to say. So, the best thing about the DJI products is you can get insurance on them. So, they have like a care plan. You can get it for 1 year, and if you get it damaged, it doesn't cover lost. I don't think it covers lost. No, it doesn't cover loss, but it covers damage. So if it gets damaged completely, like totaled, they will replace it once. And if it gets damaged, they will repair it. And I mean, this for like the Osmo Pocket, I think I paid like $27 or $29 for that insurance. You have it for the year. So it's a good way to do it. It's a peace of mind. So I can take it out and not really think, oh, I don't want to. I mean, you don't want to drop it, but if you do drop it, you know you have some type of insurance with it. Okay. So Daniel's saying the card member rate is $109 a year, and that from $179 regular rate. Okay, that's not bad. $109 a year. And I'm going to look into it, Daniel. I'm going to look into it now that you put that out there, and because I don't know, that might be okay. But see, give it I don't know, 109. Yeah, I'll have to look at it. I have to really see a benefit, like a real big perk, in order to get that clear. I'm happy. I guess I'm just happy with TSA PreCheck right now. So I have global entry, so I have the TSA PreCheck. Anytime I go, I'm never waiting in line. If I'm waiting in line, it's like 2 or 3 people ahead of me, so it's never really been a problem. I know Clear's not all over when it comes to airports, so I have to look at some of the benefits and maybe try it once. $100, $109 for the year, just to see how beneficial it is. What's up, David? Yes, I am doing well. Probably saying he might have to get one. Yeah, it's funny. So we have a WhatsApp group, and we've been on this WhatsApp group since Carnival, so since like February of last year or of this year, and all these guys started getting these. Well, actually, who got it first? I got it when it was released. Like I and I got lucky too to get it because I basically went to. No, I didn't go to Best Buy. I happened to look in Best Buy, like on their website, because I knew it was getting released soon, but it was going to get released like on the 15th, I think, of December, something like that. So I ended up looking the Friday before, something like that. All I know is I looked and I was able to get it a little earlier than everybody else was getting it. For whatever reason, they were allowing you to pick it up, and so. I got it like right when it came out, and then a few other people got it. But then the WhatsApp group, people were asking like, "Oh, what camera should you get?" Because we were all going to Carnival, and so we started doing hashtag Team Osmo because everyone started getting these Osmo pockets, and then one of my buddies that I met up in Carnival, his name is Ace. This is Ace Live. He's got a YouTube channel. Really good YouTube. You got to check his channel out. He was in Colombia, and then he basically just travels. So he just travels the world, and he does videos about his travels. So he was in Colombia. That's where I met up with him in Colombia, and then he went to Mexico, and he was in Mexico for I think it was about a month. I think he was in Colombia for like a month and a half. Then he was in Mexico for about a month, and now he's in Vietnam, and then he's going to go from Vietnam to Thailand. Actually, I hope he told everybody he's going to Thailand. Anyway, yeah, I think he did. He told everyone he's going to Thailand. So he's going to go from Vietnam to Thailand and then just keep traveling. And he started off, I mean, he's had this channel maybe about 2 years now, but he's doing really well with his channel. And he's got a lot of supporters. So, yeah, check his channel out. But anyway, he just recently got that Osmo Pocket. So he's liking it. All right, guys. Let's see. Last thing here. What's your favorite Party Pass lounge so far that you have visited? Oh, God, that's a good question because I can't even remember. They've all been mediocre. I can't think of a lounge where I'm just like, oh, this is just an amazing lounge. What's the one that I use? Gosh, I can't really think of a Priority Pass lounge that I really like, because usually I just go to it once. Like I'll go once and then I mean, I can't think. When I'm at LAX, the last couple of trips that I was in LAX, I didn't go into a lounge. Or no, this year, I'm just thinking of this year. So this year I did a business class flight. So I went to the Star Alliance Lounge, which is an excellent lounge at LAX. And then, but that wasn't through Priority Pass. That was because I was flying business class on Copa Airlines. And then my trip to Hawaii, I didn't have time. I went to the PF Chang's, did the restaurant credit, and then I was out. I had to get back to my flight. But other than that, I don't know. That's a good question. That is a really good question. I can't think. I mean, I go to these lounges, but I haven't been to a lounge, a Priority Pass lounge, where I'm just like floored with what they have to offer. Usually it comes in the first class lounge or the business class lounge where I'm like, wow, yeah, this is a nice lounge. But I have gone to a few lounges where I've been able to take a shower and stuff like that. But yeah, right now, I kind of just go to the lounge and stay there for maybe 30 minutes. I usually don't even stay there the whole time, unless I want to really relax. And I would say, okay, I do have a lounge I think was better than most lounges. Air China, when I was in China, the Priority Pass lounge, Priority Pass has Air China. So I stayed in that lounge, and that was a pretty nice lounge because they had full-on buffet. Like you can go in there and get food. The food was okay, but I don't think it was, how can I say this? I think it was good food, but it just wasn't what I was used to, if that makes any sense. Yeah, it just I wasn't familiar with a lot of the food that they had, so it was a little different for me. But they had a full on thing of food there, and it was a nice big lounge. So yeah, I believe it was Air China. Yeah, Air China. So that was the best one that I've been in as far as having pretty much everything. And they also had, I believe they had showers too. I didn't take a shower or anything like that, but they did have showers. And that's always nice too. You guys I'm telling you, that is an experience. If you're ever flying a long trip and you have a layover, go take a shower if you can. If you have a Priority Pass that has the showers, go take a shower, man. It just makes you feel so much better for your last leg. Because I don't know about you, but when I get in a plane, when I'm getting off, I feel all like sticky and it just feel weird. You get in there, you take a shower, and then you get back on the plane and you just feel refreshed. Just like you just got back on the plane, like you just got on the plane for the first time. So yeah, I highly recommend that if you can do take a shower in the lounge. And this is like I'm saying, this is stuff that I would never even dream of doing in the past. Like I wouldn't even think like you can take showers and they have lounges where you can take a shower or you can get a massage or I mean stuff like that. I would never even imagine that existed. Like I knew, well, I shouldn't say that. I knew it existed, but I wouldn't imagine that I would be able to take advantage of that and not have to pay anything extra or anything like that. Just by having a credit card, I can take advantage of that kind of stuff. I never even knew. Like I always thought you had to pay a lot of money to go into these lounges, or you had to fly first class to get in the lounge. So the fact that they have this stuff available it just baffles me. All right. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah, so Price saying Ace is having a spiritual enlightenment in Vietnam. Yeah, he's all over. He's he's all over the globe, and he'll be back in Colombia for Carnival. So I'll be meeting up with him again. We go out when we go to Carnival, and that's one big party, man. If you guys are interested in going to Colombia, I'm telling you, man, you would have a good time. So if you've ever been considering going to Colombia or going to South America and not going to Brazil for Carnival, because Carnival in Brazil is that's the biggest carnival. But the second largest carnival is in Barranquilla, Colombia. But if you've ever been interested in going to Colombia, go to Carnival. You'll have a good time, man. It's an amazing experience. All right, guys. Thank you guys all for stopping by. Please, on the way out, hit the like button for me. So hopefully we got over 50. I know we were close. We were at 49, so I'm imagining we got over 50. And I really appreciate all you guys' support. And it makes me feel so good. And that's why I'm on here all the time. You're probably like, oh, another live stream. Oh, another live stream. What is he doing? I enjoy it. I actually like getting on here, talking with you guys. I see regular faces, and it inspires me to want to put out more and to get on here more and link everyone together. Because it's not just about me. It's about a community of people who love to travel and who love to get travel credit cards and earn points and redeem points and have these amazing experiences. So that's what it's all about. And so that's why I'm always saying hit the like button, because I want it to get bigger. The larger it gets, the bigger our community grows, and the more information we can share with each other. So tomorrow, Tuesday, we will have a live stream. It's going to be with Will Schroep. It's going to be at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we're going to have a blast. We'll talk to him about his points and how he uses them and how he got started. He has a YouTube channel, so how he got started with his YouTube channel, and yeah, it'll be fun. And I want to have. This is something that's in the works too. I talked about it before, but I want to have like a community live stream where we have some people from the live streams that are regulars on the live stream that'll come in and we'll do like a live interview with them, and not just one person. I don't want to put too much pressure on one person, so maybe have like 2, 3, maybe even 4 people where we have them on the live stream. We just talk and then kind of rotate from there. So not just have one group, but then rotate, have some more people on, and just kind of do it like that. Because like I said, it's all about the stories. That's what inspired me to get to start getting the travel credit cards and stuff like that. The fact that I would hear these stories, and then when I experienced it for myself, then like I said, I was hooked. But I want to get more people interested, and the way you get more people interested is have people share their stories. That way you can see, okay, yeah, it does work. Getting points with these credit cards, it does work. And if you do it the right way, like I tell people now, the way that I feel, I'm giving money away. If I'm paying cash, I feel like I'm giving money away. I'm always biting my lip every time I pay cash, because I'm like, oh man, I could have earned some points with that. Or if I use my debit card, it's the same thing. I'm biting my lip because I'm thinking, oh man, I could have earned some points with that. So yeah, that's just the way I feel about it. So anyway, thank you guys also for stopping by, and we'll be on tomorrow. So please stop by tomorrow and listen to a little bit. Please just stop by. When it's Tuesday, it's a little hard. I get it, because it's not a regular day, and so people are like, oh, he's on live stream. That's not a normal day or whatever. But just stop by, hear what Will has to say, and go over to his channel too. You can check out his channel now. It's Will Schroep. And let me pull that picture up one more time before we leave here. And I hope I'm saying his name. I didn't even ask him how to say his last name, but I think I'm saying it right. I hope I'm saying it right. But yeah, we'll pull it up just so you can see the spelling. And then you can go over to his channel. And let's see. Okay. All right, so there it is, Will Schroep. And we have another person, another subscriber. Thank you very much. And it's Amen. Amen, thank you for subscribing to the channel, buddy. Really appreciate it. Okay, so there's Will. He'll be on tomorrow. And that's all I have for you guys. Like I said, thank you guys all for your support, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.